Hello everyone, welcome. In this video, let's continue discussing this pattern. We're still not done, unfortunately, but this is a very important pattern that you'll definitely see over and over again in your games if you take up the game seriously. So it's very important to know all the important patterns and all the options that you have in this situation. So it's White's turn, and as we mentioned earlier, one of the most popular options for White at this point is to take Sente. Why? Because we learned that we can extend here, but Black will have Sente in this situation, and if White wants to build on the left side, it might be one move too slow. Black can come into the left side very easily by simply splitting the side, right? And White will have a hard time surrounding or building a big moyo on the left side. So that's a major weakness for the extension because Black is going to have Sente and can come into the left side if the left side is empty. And as we discussed, if you follow the cross joseki, then White will not get to play on the left side. Black will come into the left side instead. It will be something like this. And if White chooses the wrong move, then Black can Atari on the outside first and capture. It seems like White gets a wall on the outside, but because of number 15 and the potential for Black to split White in half and attack, this will favor Black, actually. So that is why White can take Sente and play on the left side first. Or if the board is empty and you're more advanced, you can play on the corners, right? The corners are always more important, more valuable than the sides. But if you're a beginner or a Q player and you like playing the start point on the side and building a moyo on the left side, this is totally fine as well. And this is a great option because these 4 white stones are okay for the most part. They're on the outside and they're not afraid of being surrounded or attacked. So this is what we're going to focus on in this video. What is Black going to do if Black is to keep playing on the corner, right? Of course, if Black takes Sente, now White has all kinds of choices. If you already invested a stone on the left side and you want to try to build on the left side, then of course you just keep standing and this is how you want to build. If White wants to switch directions and build on the upper side, then you can choose the cross joseki. Lots of options for both sides. But after number 12, the variation we mentioned, number 13 here, Atari, very important. White must connect. And Black standing down here almost 99% of the time. If the upper side is really important, Black can consider this tiger's mouth, right? Because it reinforces the upper side. And the note to beginners is that it's always this tiger's mouth, it's never this connection, right? Because the tiger's mouth is much better for ice space. But 99% of the time, it's this standing down because this descending move eliminates all kinds of weaknesses from having 2 cutting points here. And these 4 stones are not short on liberties. Even if White plays right next to number 15, there's still going to be nothing to worry about for Black, right? You can take Sente, and if White cuts on one side, gives up this stone, and there's nothing for White to play on the other side, right? So Black is completely safe from these 2 potential cutting points. And that's why number 15 is really valuable. And it's worth just dwelling on this a little bit more. We introduced this pattern a few videos ago, and this is very basic. Once again, it's very important to know that 13 and 15 for Black, even though it's gote, so White has Sente in its local pattern, but it is still one of the biggest things on the board for Black, even when the board is empty. So this is how big 13 and 15 is. If you're Black in this situation, and if you want to settle your corner, these are the 2 moves that are super important. So what are some of the follow-ups if you want to continue playing? And this is where most joseki books do not talk about. So if you're White in this situation, you have 2 choices. One is better than the other. The better one is to play this knight's move. Keep building toward the center, right? This is a pretty typical move. If Black ignores you, then of course you have all kinds of moves, right? This planting move on the 3rd line, keeping Black down to the 2nd line. So locally, this is how White might be able to proceed. So number 16 is a big move. And another choice, worst choice, but it's something definitely on the minds of many beginners and Q players. And that is this right here, right? kind of protecting the left side, protecting almost 15 points of territory from being destroyed very easily. Right, number 16 right here. And this actually is not a terrible move, according to AI. It's not the optimal move, but it's not a bad move either, because it really does protects a lot of territory if you already have a stone here at number 12. So the best thing for black is probably not to try to attempt this invasion, whereas if white plays on the outside, then black still has this invasion. And black should be able to make a living shape here very easily, or even to break out, something like this. So black can come in very easily, and if white, let's say, seals off this side, black can connect very easily. Note that black should not jump right away at the beginning of a game. Right? Just playing on the second line is not worth it, and white instead gets a wall on the outside. So white's influence is still pretty strong, right, toward the center. And these couple of moves on the first and second lines will not do much for black. The correct move for black is actually to come in this way. If white protects the left side this way, then black has this move at number 17. Again, it's a very big move. This is where black does have a weakness left, right? Black cannot Atari at number 23 here, because white can get these Atari moves, 24, 26, and the corner now will be dead. So this is not okay for black. So after these exchanges, black can only play at number 23. It'll be something like this. And this is about even for both sides. White gets the left side, and black gets the upper side. So that means if white doesn't play at number 16 here, black can play at number 17 right here. And of course, when the board is empty like this, white's number 16 here or here are not as big as playing on an empty corner or playing on an approach. So if black wants to follow up, then the idea is the same. We already mentioned these potential moves. If white is building on the left side, then you can come in this way. If you want to build on the upper side, you can play right here. If it's approaching endgame, only when it's endgame can you consider moves like this. Or another situation is when white doesn't play on the left side. So black can still choose numbers 13 and 15 to same move, and white can still take center and play elsewhere. And in this situation, black might have moves that put pressure on these 5 white stones that might be able to start an attack. Right? So now these 5 white stones will be considered relatively weak, and black will have moves like 17 and 19 to put more pressure on this group. So I think that's all you need to know about number 13 and 15 for now. Once again, super important moves for black to settle the corner, and I showed you a couple of subsequent moves and how it might play out. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Good luck, and thank you for watching.